In today's episode, we talk about exercise and some of those hidden things that you might be doing that are jeopardizing your success. Hi, I'm Brooke Lyons. A few years ago, I lost 50 pounds and finally got my life back. I've uncovered the tools that allowed me to keep the weight off and help hundreds of my clients also lead a healthy and vibrant life. Losing weight is only the beginning, and being happy and healthy is so much more than just a number on the scale. So join me as we discover how to thrive beyond weight loss. Thank you for joining us on Thrive Beyond Weight Loss. My name is Dr. Brooke Lyons.
And I'm Brianna.
And today we were kind of talking about what topic we wanted to share with you. And we thought maybe we'd talk about balance in working out. Because as soon as we decide to lose weight, of course, everybody goes to, I'm going to eat less and I'm going to work out more. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't work. Sorry, but it doesn't because you've tried it before.
Mm-hmm, I have.
Yeah, and you've tried it before.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried it before. Our guys in the room have tried it before. Mm-hmm. So what's your experience with that, Bri?
Yes, that's how I started out in my weight loss journey. I do quotation marks because I wanted it to be a lifestyle change, but I focused more on, making myself smaller. And I think a lot of women tend to do that as well. And we go all in with the working out, and I did, cardio every day, weightlifting every day, eating as minimal as possible, and you just really mess up your hormones, so much, and it can be detrimental to what you're actually really trying to do with your goals. So,
oh my gosh, I agree. Mm-hmm. And when we starve ourselves, what you have, I call it the 4 o'clock Mars bar. And I'm like, 4 o'clock Mars bar, because that's how my body felt. Like I needed something with sugar in it right now, not later, now. Mm-hmm. And it was consuming me. Like when you're hungry like that, your body is not making requests. It's demanding.
Yeah, it's in survival mode.
It is in survival mode. And that's why, I don't talk about our program too much here, but that's why we can't do it that way. Mm-hmm. But we've been trained. And it's sometimes really hard to shake off those old thoughts.
Right.
We were talking about, the episode before the episode, and we were talking about balance. And you might have seen my video about balance is bullshit. This is a video that I did because we get what we focus on, okay? And so sometimes what we're focusing on, if it's balance, for example, there is no balance, people. Like you just had to run out because there's a phone call from the school, your kid's school. Yeah. Like if there's balance, we have got to be able to pivot really quickly for something else that's happening. So because maybe that's still balance, but we've got to understand what balance means to us. It's not that everything's going to be perfect. It's not that there's not going to be any like holes in the road that we're going to bump over. It's that we want to be accommodating to what's in front of us, kind of. And so just think about, go ahead and after this, write down or maybe put it on pause. Write down what your version of balance is. What's your version of balance at the moment? 'Cause it's always evolving, right?
Yeah, just really trying to focus on, healing right now and food, like nutrition, giving myself energy, and trying to do some daily movement.
Right.
And just being present is like the biggest thing for my children, and just taking it every day as it comes and not focusing on too much in the future and just that's a beautiful small goals.
That's a beautiful way to approach balance, because a lot of people are so hard on themselves that balance is a work. And if it's a work, you're not going the right path. It's not like our path should always be of ease, but if we're creating that kind of stop, that's not helping.
Right, and having certain priorities. I mean,
yes.
I feel like a lot of times too, I'll be like, well, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. So I'm trying to change that to either, yes, I'm going to make time for things that are important to me, or no, I don't want to do that. Because I think it's just an excuse for me over and over again. Like I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time.
And legit, you're busy.
And you are, but there's certain things that we can make more of our priority to help us be healthier and happier. And I think that's ultimately our goal is.
Oh, 100%. Mm-hmm. We were also chatting about exercise. So when you started going in, you said you really burnt out.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
And especially if you're, I started when I had 2 young children, and you can only do so much, and your focus is your family. But I wanted to make myself a priority too, because I deserved that. I wanted to feel good about myself, and I wanted to also feel good to be active and present for my children, and
forever, right?
Forever. But
because this is not a short-term goal. That's that's for the rest of their lives.
And I think changing my perspective on that and learning more of a lifestyle goal, to find things every day to be active. It doesn't have to necessarily be going to the gym, because I got so down on myself if I missed it. If I was sick, if my kids were sick, or if we just couldn't get there. And you don't need to
balance,
be,
right? We feel like balance is my strict rules, but it's ebbing and flowing. When they need you. It happens a lot. Like our physiology can't take that.
No.
And let me just share with you just some physiology. And this is what we do different when we're at our office. I feel like a lot of the weight loss programs that people get will help you lose weight, sometimes quickly, not always healthy, but they don't teach you anything. So it's a great business strategy for them to get you back over. I think I read it yesterday. It was $68 billion. I keep telling people it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. $68 billion? I mean, let's think about that for a second. What's happening in our lives that we just are never learning how our body works, so that we don't have to keep on paying them money for that?
Right, and it's easily out there now everywhere.
Yeah, before menopause, I just didn't have a problem with my weight. I never thought about it until I gained 50 pounds, and then I did the eat less, work out more.
Yeah.
As a doctor, I didn't know that was not going to work for me, because even, doctors are taught different things. Medical doctors taught a lot about how to prescribe and how to, assess what, medications you need, or surgery. A chiropractor, we learn a lot about the nutrition and how the nerves work, but you take separate, like renal, the liver, all that stuff. It's all separate classes. And so, it doesn't help you put it together for like weight loss. It helps you put it together for my chiropractic. So it took me learning about that, because, when we work out more and eat less, have you ever heard of lactic acid?
Yes.
You have, for sure, and I hope you have too. So lactic acid is the byproduct of when our muscles are growing, then they create this lactic acid, which is good because we're working out, we're growing our muscles. But if our body is too acidic, it needs to protect you from the acid. And so guess how it does that? Fat and water, right? Inflammation. You hear a lot about inflammation now. Inflammation and extra water so that your body can stay in balance, because it always wants to be in homeostasis. Homeostasis is the balance of your body. But it needs to be in balance of constant fluctuation, so that if it's really, really hot outside, your body's not set at that point. It accommodates. This is a great lead-in, actually, because your body's got it. If you're running a marathon, it's not like you're sitting in a seminar all day. Your body has to find its balance in all the things to keep you awake. But I always say your body does not care if you're happy or healthy, doesn't care if you fit in last year's jeans. Your body's job is to keep you alive.
Yeah.
So it will do things like collecting fat and water so that it can stay alive. But you're like, I don't fit in my jeans. Fat's falling off. What? I'm not doing anything wrong. I better get back to the gym. I'm going to commit every day this week. Yeah. And your body goes, that's not what I need. It starts giving you more fat and water to compensate for that, which you're doing. But cortisol
causes more stress too.
I mean, I love working with you because you know the stuff. You know what I'm going to say. Cortisol. So, we know now that like Navy SEALs do short little workouts. They don't work out for hours. You'd think they would because they're big and buff and they can hold up a mountain, it feels like. What they're doing is short-term exercise, sprints, fast stuff like that. Lifting heavy things, putting them down. It's like a joke, right? Yep. I lift big things, I put them down. I think it's a skit somewhere. Is that it?
I think that was a commercial.
It wasn't a commercial?
Yes.
That's awesome. You'll have to tell me if you know what that one was. But anyways, we've got to take care of the physiology, because if you are working out too long, then your body doesn't know it. I wish our brain communicated to our body. Our brain is always giving messages up and down through the spinal cord so that your body will have the right hormones and knows if it's hot outside, it will do different things. But it doesn't communicate as in like, I'm going for a 45-minute or 2-hour run. Your body does not know what that means. Your body says, holy crap, she's still running.
Yeah,
she might be running forever. I better start reserving everything that she has. And so it changes your physiology completely to guarding and saving everything. Inflammation happens. All these hormone surges happen. You know, you can finish your run, and lots of people love running. And, you know, maybe that's not a bad idea. For weight loss, it's a terrible idea because if you've got that extra lactic acid and that cortisol, you're not losing weight. You just can't. Your body won't allow it because it thinks you're dying.
Right. And then most people aren't recovering properly
And
either.
that.
Yeah.
Or
eating enough too while they're...
And eating enough. We often have, and that's why I always say to people, like, you're not taking up my time. Once a day at least I check my emails to see if somebody's saying, like, I haven't lost weight in 3 days. Mostly because I know that if you are feeling down on what you're accomplishing, like when the success wasn't happening in the gym, it's easy to just give up. Like, oh, I guess my body's broken and there's something wrong with me and I just can't do that anymore. We get psychologically defeated, and that makes us go for a cookie. And guess what? One cookie came with lots more cookies. So we'll start with the sleeve of cookies, and then we'll like beat ourselves down so bad, I may as well just finish the box because then it won't be there to eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? So don't have that stuff in your house. Please just ditch it. One of the other episodes, we were talking about ice cream and habits and stuff. But, you know, if it's not in your house, you can't eat it unless you physically get in the car or get outside to walk and get it.
Yeah.
So have a little reminder on your car that I am vibrant and healthy and I love my life and my good choices, that kind of stuff. Because then you're like, oh, maybe I'm not going for ice cream after all.
Yeah.
Maybe you are.
Keep the healthy, snacks in hand all the time too.
Yeah. What do you guys keep in hand for that?
Fruit is a huge one because I like sweet things. I'm more of a sweet person. So I like to have fruit on hand, frozen fruit as well.
Smart.
For smoothies.
Yeah.
I love smoothies.
Good.
I make protein ones. But that just is kind of like an ice cream to me. I like that texture.
Have you ever frozen like a smoothie and made it into ice cream?
No, I have not done that
yet.
Yes, but I need to try that. I want to get the Ninja creamer thing for Christmas because I see so many great recipes for that too.
And everybody's making like cottage cheese everything's these days. It's fun.
I've been finding recipes for muffins with cottage cheese in them. I'm like, that's probably really good.
And pudding. I really love a chocolate pudding, which I just actually started making with our chocolate protein powder.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Oh, it's like my favorite. It is a perfect dessert because it's completely on program. Because remember, like, so I finished the program over 2 years ago, and I've been keeping my weight off. Yeah, I know, right? Who would have thought that's possible? So nearly 3 years. But that doesn't mean I'm not on the program anymore, right? It means that I'm more mindful about the things I eat. I don't keep things in the house that I don't want to eat. If my kids bring over a pie because they come over for dinner, they're going home with the pie. They are. I'm not keeping a piece. I enjoyed it. Recently, I've been able, like, we were at seminars all weekend, and then I worked on Monday, and then I left again for more seminars. And finally, this is a new thing. I would eat dinner with the group, and the first dinner, it had pasta and some chicken and shrimps. But there was like 3 meals of protein there, and all pasta is pretty much, a lot more than you need. So I made 3 meals out of that. When I was driving home, just before I drove home, it was 6:00, so I ate my dinner, which was the last portion of that. And then lunch 2 days ago was that lunch, and I ate for dinner the first night. And then the next night for dinner, I kept half of that and ate it for lunch the next day.
Wow.
And I've never been able to do that, but just think about how much money I just saved.
Yes.
But I also had presents in my room to do the homework and the things to read through my notes. And at seminars, if you go to seminars, it's like a lot of talking to people and communicating and just building up relationships, but not always taking care of ourselves.
It's hard when you're on the road.
It is. It can be, but I think I just found a really simple way and also save money. Like, I hate to throw that stuff out. I was raised finish your plate. And so when I can also hit all those buttons, that makes me happy.
Yes, I love that.
So, but that also brings me to another. You probably saw my videos of me walking up and down stairs at seminars. This is my new thing. I've been doing it.
Getting your steps in.
Oh my gosh. So we were laughing beforehand because there was one day this week that I did 12 sets of stairs. Sets. That's 12 ups and 12s down.
That's a lot. Are you sore?
No, actually I'm not, which is awesome because I've been doing this. But when we started on cruises, if we go on a cruise, because you're constantly eating, it just is what, and sometimes alcohol enters as well, empty calories. So we would make this agreement, unless I was in heels for that special night, we could, that was my one day where I didn't have to do, stairs. And I say have to, bated, with bated breath because I wanted to. That was a choice. And I'd always either stay the same weight or lose weight on a cruise when I was eating so much more. But anyways, on these seminars, I decided, unless I have the big luggage, I'm not taking the stairs. I don't want to hurt myself and fall down. But I had forgotten my key once. And I went back down to get a new key because mine wasn't working. No, because it was locked in my room. And the reason I figured it out is because I went to take my video of me walking down the stairs. I'm like, oh crap, my phone, and realized. And then I went all the way back to my room because it's the opposite side of the stairs, and realized I don't have my key. So I go downstairs. Twice I went back upstairs. So this is my 3 times trying to get in the room, and the keys never worked.
Oh no!
So it was up and down again. And then I finally, the guy at the front desk, he's like, I'm just going to come up with you this time. The 3rd key didn't work. But my original key that was on my bed, it worked. So I don't know what it was. It was serendipity. It was supposed to be this way because he came up the stairs. I'm like, I'm going to take the stairs. Do you want to come with me? And he's like, sure. So
look at you, inspired someone.
Right. We kind of made some fun with it. So, but this is what I'm saying. I didn't hit the gym or anything.
No, you just moving your body.
Just moving my body. I also started, when you go to seminars or maybe a lot of different things, they spend about an hour recapping. What did you learn? How is the homework? What were your takeaways? A good seminar will do that so that they can connect. Also because we feel alone, right?
Right.
You leave that knowledge system of that seminar and you're like, you probably actually don't even think about it again until the next day. So it's a great, brilliant way. We should do this maybe every morning, as a recap of, okay, so yesterday. Yesterday was this. Maybe today I want to do this instead. Some people call it a ceremony in the morning, whatever. So focusing on what you really want for the day. Don't use what you don't want. That'll get you what you don't want. But anyways, I also started. I refuse to sit down. I stand at the back of the room. If I can pace back and forth, that's the best. But today they had the video there, so I couldn't walk in front. It was a smaller room. But I was just kind of dancing. And I think in my past years, I would have felt judged by that. People were looking at me. But yay, they're looking at me because I'm not going to sit down yet. So I had a full hour. It was 57 minutes that they started. They went through everything. So I had 57 minutes where my body didn't sit down. And when you've probably heard this before, sitting is the new smoking.
Yeah,
we
that's
can't.
What we do all.
It is, and that's why we have reminders sometimes that say, "Start moving, girl."
Right, our body mechanics are suffering because of it.
Yes,
I think we're more achy and have joint pain from being stuck in the same.
It's so true.
Position. Yeah.
Yep. So it's physiology. It's not just choices. It's now focusing on, I got to move every hour. I'm going to choose to eat less of these foods because do you know what happened? Actually, I never thought about this till right now. I fit in my clothes today. And this is since last Thursday, we left Wednesday or Thursday, and I've been eating out every single meal. That's not true. I am non-negotiable with my breakfasts. I make however many breakfasts I need for that, and they freeze them, and I bring them with me. And I found out that you can actually bring frozen things on your carry-on.
Oh, that's nice.
I know.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either until recently because it would have been the pumpkin would have made it so I couldn't bring it over. But because I froze it and it was still frozen,
you can do that.
Twice now I've been able to bring a
that's good
carry-on.
to know.
Yes, so little tips here and there. But if I don't start with breakfast, I start with inflammation.
Yeah.
And then I feel blah, and then it just keeps on going and gets worse.
Bloating.
But this I guess I'll have to see if this is the truth, because I just realized right this second that eating that lesser portions, even though it was the same food, basically one of the foods was 3 meals, but I made it into 3 meals.
That makes a difference. And I'm sure your movement helps a lot too with.
So, but see, I've been doing this for years. I've been in practice for 25 years, and I'm still just learning things that are going to help me in my different body, because my body's different than it used to be. So do you have any closing thoughts about that? Like any?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should always want to learn too. That's my like mantra these days, is just being open-minded and finding new ways of doing things.
Yes.
I mean, every day I learn something new to implement into my life and to help myself and people around me. And I think that's a great option to have, is just to be open-minded.
Because you can change anything.
Yeah.
There's somebody who's at one of the seminars, she's going to start doing some really big things. And she's like, I got to tell you though, I'm a little scared. I'm like, well, if you don't like what you're doing, change it.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can just be like, oh, this is not the right path. Maybe right now, maybe ever. And just be like, okay, I'm moving forward. Don't get yourself so stuck into balance and what that should look like. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yes.
Don't shoulda all over yourself. Don't.
Just causes more stress.
It does.
Yes.
Today, my assignment for you is to just all day long think about the times where you're not having grace for yourself. It's hard to have grace for other people sometimes too. Like when that 3rd time, I could have come down and ripped that guy a new one. But I didn't. I was like, hey, guess what?
It happens.
This is going to be my 6th time going up the stairs. Like I was trying to laugh about it because it was changing my physiology.
Right.
I did not want to succumb to spiraling down. I wanted to spiral up, because that's my conscious mantra right now. But just think of like what happens. For me, it's like, oh, come on, Brooke. If I say those words, I'm like, oh, there's some little tidbit for me in there.
Yeah.
I'm not being graceful with myself. And guess what? Everybody learns how to treat you by the way you treat yourself.
Yes, I teach my kids that.
Your kids, you are their inspiration. You are their mentor. You are their coach. And so if something or someone or yourself is not treating you well, guess what they're learning is the right thing to do? That's what they're learning. So grace. Let's think about grace for ourselves in this episode. Write down the ways that you are not being forgiving with yourself, or making choices that feel like they're the right thing to do because they're easy in time, but aren't serving you for what you really want.
I love that.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm Dr. Brooke Lyons here with Bri. Thank you for joining us with the Thrive Beyond Your Weight Loss.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on the Thrive Beyond Weight Loss podcast belong solely to the host and guest speakers and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any associated organizations or health professionals. The content provided is for informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider with any questions regarding a medical condition or health objectives.